The spark of insight. Peter Lynch, known by many as the master of the $1 Million Fund, once shared a simple lesson. Wisdom grows when we apply it to real life, not just theories. In an interview, he said, "The value of a leader is measured by the people he lifts, not the titles he wears." These words set the stage for a journey that focuses on how he wove wisdom into leadership, using everyday situations instead of market charts. Imagine a young Lynch walking into a small shop to buy a textbook on investing. He asked the owner why the shop sold books that many people did not read. The owner replied that people always choose the easiest option, even if it was not the most valuable. Lynch took that lesson to the stock market, applying everyday wisdom to complex decisions. This simple encounter demonstrates the core of his leadership insight. Observe daily habits and translate them into powerful actions. What can we learn from that? First, wisdom comes from curiosity. Whenever you notice a pattern in a mundane setting, ask why that pattern exists. Next, leadership is about clarity. If you see what people need without being asked, you naturally guide them toward better choices. Peter Lynch demonstrated this by focusing on companies he understood, letting his curiosity drive his investments. To apply this today, pick one daily routine, perhaps your morning commute or your lunch break. Note the small decisions people make, like choosing a route or a food item. Ask yourself, what does this say about habits, about risk, about reward? Then decide to change one routine in a way that aligns with a higher purpose. That small shift becomes a first step toward thoughtful leadership in any arena. Conclusion. The spark of insight reminds us that wisdom is discovered in ordinary moments, and leaders arise when they translate observation into deliberate action. If you want to grow as a leader, start by watching how people behave in simple settings and ask yourself how that knowledge can guide decisions that benefit others. Like, share, and subscribe for more wisdom. Reflective question. How can a mundane observation today turn into a leadership decision tomorrow? Embracing curiosity. Peter Lynch once said, "Investors who are excited about a business tend to understand it better." This sentence encapsulates his belief that curiosity fuels wisdom and nurtures leadership. He was rarely on the sidelines. He read newspapers, talked to engineers, and visited factories because he wanted to feel the pulse of a company. The story of Lynch's first big win illustrates this principle. He purchased a stock in a small electric appliance company called Stewart Electric after hearing about a local market trend. He visited the plant, chatted with workers, and discovered that the company had a unique design innovation no rival possessed. His curiosity turned a simple idea into a profitable investment. In leadership terms, this is about engaging deeply with the subject matter, not just listening to reports. Here are 3 ways to embrace curiosity today. 1. When faced with a decision, research the underlying story, not just the outcome. 2. Question the status quo in your workplace. Why do we choose this approach instead of a simpler one? 3. Invite others to share their experiences, especially those less visible to you. Curiosity expands your mental map and strengthens your leadership position. For example, imagine you are leading a team on a project. Instead of assigning tasks based on assumptions, ask team members to explain their daily workflow. Uncover pain points, then propose solutions that align with each person's strengths. By doing so, you become a leader who values depth over surface, mirroring Lynch's approach to investment research. Conclusion. Curiosity is the engine of wisdom. It propels leaders to uncover hidden truths and make informed decisions. Keep asking questions, seek stories behind data, and let that intrigue become your leadership edge. Like, share, and subscribe for more wisdom. Reflective question. What hidden story might you uncover if you applied curiosity to the most routine part of your work? Practical wisdom in action. Peter Lynch's philosophy was not merely theoretical. He practiced it relentlessly. He famously managed the fund that grew to over $18 billion by staying true to core principles. The practical wisdom he shared can be distilled into the keep it simple rule. Focus on what you understand and let market noise slide. One anecdote that reveals his leadership in action involves a boardroom conflict. His team was debating whether to invest in a complex, nascent technology firm that promised high returns. The executives advocated for it due to market hype. Lynch listened to each side, then asked a single question: Do we understand how this works? The majority answered they didn't. He dismissed the option, choosing instead a company that had transparent operations and a proven track record. The result was a steady flow of dividends and satisfied stakeholders. To translate this into everyday leadership, 1. Apply the simple test. If you cannot explain it in a sentence to someone new, it may not be worth your time. 2. Encourage open dialogue, but always bring the conversation back to basic understanding. 3. Make disciplined decisions by relying on concrete evidence rather than hype. Concrete example: suppose your team proposes a new marketing strategy relying heavily on social media analytics. Instead of diving straight into the numbers, break the strategy into its fundamental questions. Who are we targeting? What behavior are we expecting? And how will we measure success? Once these basics are clear, you can engage deeper with metrics. This is the Lynch approach, turning abstract ideas into actionable plans. Conclusion: practical wisdom is about simplicity, clarity, and deliberate judgment. Leaders who practice it build trust and secure long-term success. Like, share, and subscribe for more wisdom. Reflective question: when faced with an exciting but untested idea, how can you apply the simple test to decide whether to act? Leading with purpose. Peter Lynch often emphasized that true leadership aligns personal purpose with the organization's mission. He believed that when everyone knows why they're doing something, the collective effort becomes powerful. He said, if your goal is to build trust in people, then your actions must be transparent and consistent. During his tenure, he introduced quarterly reviews that weren't just about numbers, but also about learning and growth. Team members were encouraged to share failures openly, which fostered a culture of continuous improvement. He treated mistakes as stepping stones, not setbacks. This philosophy turned his fund into a learning organization that adjusted strategies in real time, an act of leadership that transcended financial metrics. What does leading with purpose mean for you? 1. Identify your core values and ensure your actions reflect them. 2. Give your team a clear, shared vision so each person sees the impact of their contribution. 3. Celebrate learning opportunities, even when outcomes are not favorable. Consider a scenario where you're leading a customer support team. Instead of just setting performance targets, you could align goals with customer satisfaction stories. Share real testimonials during meetings, letting employees feel the direct effect of their work. By connecting daily tasks to a broader purpose, you spark motivation and cultivate wise leadership. Conclusion: leadership anchored in purpose transforms teams. It encourages transparency, bravery, and a shared commitment to growth. Emulate Lynch's emphasis on purpose, and you'll see a ripple of improvement across objectives and morale. Like, share, and subscribe for more wisdom. Reflective question: how can you make your day-to-day work more purposeful for both yourself and those you lead? The wisdom we carry forward. Peter Lynch's legacy of wisdom and leadership offers us clear signposts. His 3 core principles, curiosity, simplicity, purpose, serve as a compass for personal growth and organizational success. Each principle reinforces the others. Curiosity fuels simplicity, simplicity clarifies purpose, and purpose amplifies curiosity. To apply these lessons from now on: 1. Set a small curiosity quest every week, ask a question about a process and research the answer. 2. Evaluate projects with the simple filter before committing resources. 3. Embed purpose into your daily agenda by sharing how each task supports a larger goal. 4. Lead by example. Model humility, learning, and transparency. Conclusion: wisdom is not a static treasure. It is a dynamic path you walk with deliberate steps. By cultivating curiosity, embracing simplicity, and aligning with purpose, you become a leader who inspires others to grow with you. The next time you face a challenge, remember Peter's words: it's better to own a company you understand well than to chase every shiny new idea. Let that be your guiding principle. Like, share, and subscribe for more wisdom. Reflective question: what one change will you make today to strengthen your approach to wisdom and leadership?